Hey everyone, I'm back again with another tutorial. So this next tutorial, I'm making my very first light fixture. Really excited about that, my very first one, and I'm working on a project that's going to be all based on home decor. So with that being said, I already made my skeleton and I already started that process. So what I'm doing now is showing you how to work with clay and wire and making a pretty good hand for the first time. So for me, I love to work with the palm. The palm is very important because it's the beginning of the hand and almost pretty much the mid body of the situation. So I go with that. But also with this piece, I have to leave a space in the middle for the light fixture. So I'm kind of going around in a circle in the beginning part of this piece because I have to leave that empty space there just for the light fixture. Also, I hollowed it out. So as you can see, my clay is a little hard because I brought it earlier in a big bulk and it got dry. So I had to really bring the moisture back, and I'm doing more of a pinching of the clay, moisturizing it and massaging in my hand, and then adding it to the piece. I didn't want to return it because it was my fault. So I made sure that I just used it and figured it out. And by me adding water and getting moisture to the clay, this is what I'm doing. The only problem with that is it's more lumpy. But I do have my handy dandy tools that help me out in this bad situation. But I'm sure it's going to come out great. Now from the palm of the hand, I'm working on the backhand. I kind of went around from the pinky and then worked around to the back, and now I'm working on like the joints and the knuckles and just getting little details in first before I get too involved in details. And this is where my tools comes. They're plastic, what's better, but you will see what I used. So here go my tools. Not the best, but they did the job so far. So the clay is a little chunky as you can see, but I'm still working through it. Here what I'm doing is that since the clay had some issues in the beginning, I'm smoothing out the lumps and bumps because I had to do a more of a pinch method with the clay by kind of massaging the clay to soften it and then placing it on the wire. So it's coming out a little bit more chunkier, so that means I have to do a lot more smoothing out with the utensils I just showed you. As you can see, there's some dimensions in the knuckles and there's some movement happening in the hands and the curves of the hands. I like to work on the jaw before I get to the finger, especially in the full hand situation. This helps guide you with the shape of the hand and where the hand is really traveling with the clay to the wire. As you can see here, I'm working more into that center hole where the light fixture is going to be at in the wiring. So I'm smoothing that out and giving it a nice place, also moving some of the wire that I didn't properly cut. So I'm just moving that around and making sure there's place for everything and really smoothing out that hole so it can have enough room for what's going to go inside of it. So I'm about 90% done with the fingers. I'm just now just adding the details and just working my way from the palm to the very tip of the fingers. And I'm really happy with the results of it. The hand, the movement is really great. And it's coming out pretty smooth, besides the issues I had with the clay being hard. So at some point I give you a tutorial on how to, rejuvenate clay or bring the moisture back. There'll be another moment, but for now, just finish up these hands and smoothing it out with my two tools I have. I didn't have a lot of them, but it's doing the job. And once again, a butter knife works easy as well. So just like I said, getting the nicks and getting to the joints and making sure that's perfect. now that I'm almost 90% done, I'm not taking it to the full 100 because that's not my aesthetic. So what I'm doing now is just making sure I have all the smooth pieces that I want and the details that I want to show off, because if I have the smooth pieces, it will reflect like an actual hand without being fully done. And that's where I'm going for. So I really hope this tutorial really helps you guys with sculpture. It was a quick little moment. So thank you for watching and stay tuned for the next part of this piece. Have a good one.